Welcome back. Day 8 of 88, talking about digital assets and fintech on our route to Hong Kong Fintech Week in 81 days. We started this journey last week, and now today we will be covering stablecoins, in particular, the Standard Chartered Consortium, Anchor Point Financial with Animoca and HKT, who have announced the first distribution of their stablecoin, the HKD at Par, which will be a B2B to C model where they will be issuing this to professional investors and institutional players, in particular, looking at use cases around cross border payments as also for settlement and transactions of real world assets. Now, that's an interesting element because RWAs is something that Hong Kong is looking at heavily and a growth market globally when we look at what's happening in the US, as also in the UAE and Europe, where people are starting to develop a lot more products around which are tokenized, in particular financial products, as also key RWAs like property. The background on the stablecoins in Hong Kong, long story short, Hong Kong issued the two licenses by the HKMA earlier this year, one to HSBC and the other to the Anchor Point Financial Consortium. This was following the implementation of the stablecoin regime that came into place in Q3, Q4 last year, August to be specific, which is for issuance of Hong Kong dollar, US dollar, and other fiat backed stablecoins, 1:1 backed stablecoins in Hong Kong. We are anticipating in the future to potentially see some more licenses, but at this stage, these are the two players. The HSBC stablecoin has not yet come fully to market. They are working on it, likely to be a B2C play, including working with their digital wallet, PayMe. Now, on the Standard Chartered conversation, they are quite heavily involved in the regulated digital asset space, multiple licenses across Singapore, Middle East, as also in Europe. And we will likely see an ecosystem that they're building along with this stablecoin that has been issued here. Interestingly enough, we are now in Asia have 5 to 6 jurisdictions who have either already permitted the launch of fiat-backed stablecoins, including the likes of Singapore, UAE, Japan, and in UAE, you have both at a federal level, but also at an emirate level and with the ADGM and DIFC for considerations. You also have stablecoins which are gold backed. So this is going to be an ecosystem that is building across different type of assets. What I would like to also see, and I think the ecosystem is also looking forward to, is how the licensed stablecoins from other jurisdictions are mutually recognized in the parallel jurisdictions. So, for example, the UAE license stable coins, would they get mutual recognition in Hong Kong and vice versa? Because that would then speed up the interaction that these stable coins and ecosystems have versus having to again get licensed in a new jurisdiction. The other element that quite a few people are keen to see evolve and also see harmony in is a recognition or the ability to distribute unlicensed, unregulated stablecoins in that local jurisdiction, in particular the big two, USDC and USDT. USDC has got licenses in a few jurisdictions, in Europe in particular, and also looking at Singapore, but USDT doesn't have. So we will see how it would be allowed, potentially only be allowed for trading instruments and have restrictions around the use for institutional and professional investors only versus as a payment ecosystem. The final piece on this is going to be how the payment ecosystem evolves. I think Singapore has had these stablecoins for a while, so that is something that can be seen as a guideline or something that we'll see being replicated in a market like Hong Kong. While in the UAE, we are also seeing the evolution of the stablecoins being distributed in the local ecosystem and starting to engage with a more international ecosystem. Final piece is the interaction that we're going to see with various forms of money, not just digital money. So how will we see CBDCs interacting with stablecoins versus tokenized deposits, and also with traditional digital payments? And lastly, cash. What will happen in terms of people wanting to purchase stablecoins, say through cash? How will the OTC markets be working on this, and frameworks around that are also being developed here in Hong Kong, and other markets are looking into it. So keep following us for more information and knowledge around the virtual assets and fintech ecosystem. We look forward to seeing you here in Hong Kong. I'm seated in the heart of Hong Kong in the VLOC into Hong Kong Science and Technology Park space, which is complimentary for entrepreneurs and ones who are associated with Hong Kong Science Park or ecosystem. And that's the beauty of Hong Kong. You can find these spaces in the heart of the city where you entrepreneurs are encouraged and supported by the conglomerates to a certain extent, but also to the ecosystem builders like Cyberport and Science Park. So keep watching. Let me know your views. Are you excited? Are you looking forward to using the HKD at par in Hong Kong FinTech Week through your institutions if it becomes retail by then, or maybe the debut of the HSBC stablecoin by the time to pay for multiple things when you are here in Hong Kong. So see you soon and enjoy the weekend.